We are in Missouri this morning. Kind of got a wild hair and decided to come down. We left about 4:30 and got here about 6. Still don't know what buck we're after, which is kind of cool because you never know what could show up. Well, it's the afternoon of October 17th. We're back in this big block of hickory, oak hardwood timber. We pulled cards on our plots. Our plots aren't looking too good. It hasn't rained down here at all, so no bucks are showing up, at least no mature bucks to speak of, but we hit a lot of good sign coming in. I marked a bunch of spots on the map, and it's 5:30 now. We got about another hour or so of daylight. Fingers crossed something comes in. Gonna wrap it up for us tonight. 1 fawn and 3 does is about all we saw. Some turkeys flew up over here and it's pretty slow, but it's kind of expecting that. I expect this spot to be a better morning spot. I think our plan is to get back in here right in the morning. We're gonna leave the stands, leave my bow. We're gonna leave everything in the tree except the camera. And we got about I'd say a good mile hike out of here.
During most years, the middle of October produces slow hunting. The time frame is commonly referred to as the October lull, and with it generally comes nocturnal buck movement and very limited opportunities. However, that has not been the case this year. Throughout the entire month of October, our teams have been seeing action, killing some good bucks and watching their trail cameras light up with daylight photos of shooters. This past week was no exception, as Drake Lamb took a good buck in northern Missouri.
Little buck right here, right down here. I think there's a couple more bucks behind him. Yeah, they're coming right through, right up here. That back one. That back one. The back one. Matt. Good. We just killed. I think I put a good shot on him. And our plan worked perfect. We came in here, came in the back door, had a super long walk through the timber, but we knew all these deer were coming back up in here, so. Whew, man, that is awesome. All right, well, unfortunately, we just looked at the footage, and I think we were on 2 different deer. There was a 4th deer in the back of the first 3 that came through, and you can see the deer that I shot at run through the frame at the end, and so we don't know what the shot looked like, where it was. It sucks, but, you know, that's what happens when you're hunting with the camera. You know, anything and everything can go wrong, so it's just one of the things that happens when you're videoing, you know, nothing's ever turns out perfect, and sometimes things happen, so we're just gonna make the best of it. We're gonna go down and look at this arrow. Hopefully there's good blood on it. Down this hill, and he's pouring more good blood right here. Looks like he's dumping out both sides, which is good. More blood here. Good blood here. Dude, right there. Right there he is. Heck yeah. Look at this thing. Well, we just got him cleaned up here, and man, I couldn't be happier this morning. We've been kind of bouncing around this farm here the past month or so. I've never bow hunted this farm, like I said, so it's kind of been cool to just hang and hunt and try different spots, see what works, see what doesn't, see what winds work, see what access was work, to just try to find a nice buck to shoot. And last night we came in, did kind of like a little scouting mission on the way in. I had my eyes set on this big block of timber, but we needed to go further in than what we sat a few days ago. Our plan was to come in here real early in the morning and get set up before these deer started filtering back, and that's just what these bucks were doing. They were coming back off the bean field, the grain fields out there to the south, and filtering back up into this timber. We just happened to be in the right spot at the right time and had these bucks combine. Man, I'm super pumped for this deer, man. Like I said, I've never ever shot a deer with a body this big, so I'm definitely curious to see how old he is. I'll have his teeth sent in, and maybe he'll surprise us. I'm not for sure, but either way, I don't care about how old he is. He's an awesome buck. Been an awesome journey kind of hunting this farm, so I gotta say thanks to Kaler and his grandpa for letting me run wild all over their farm, and I really appreciate it. And definitely looking forward to getting back to Iowa. We got some good bucks up there to chase, and the rut should be coming on here in the next couple weeks. We're looking forward to it.
100 miles to the north, in eastern Iowa, Mike Reed's trail cameras have revealed several great bucks. During the past 2 weeks, Mike has been logging plenty of stand hours, jumping between farms that he either owns or manages.
Jake and I are set up for the afternoon hunt. We're back on this Sherman farm. We're in the stand that I hung last Sunday, and we got here early today and pulled some of the cameras on the north end of the farm. He was actually there on the far north end at 6:45 p.m., which is 15 minutes after sunset on the 11th. So I know he's still in the area, still alive. A few weeks ago, the deer were really hitting the rye when it was first shooting up. I think now the corn is drying down, they might be hitting the corn more. So if we have another slow sit out of this tree, we're going to switch tactics on this farm, but we'll see how it goes tonight.
There's so many quality targets and so much great land to hunt, it is just a matter of time before Mike is dragging on a set of antlers. 180 miles to the west in south central Iowa, Owen Riegler has been balancing work and play. The scale is starting to tip toward play as Owen's job as a pool installer fortunately slows with the cooler fall weather. As the work winds down, Owen has been spending more and more time on his farm, making well-timed hunts for his top 2 bucks and scouting new spots.
That's the trail right there. That Wolverine buck has popped out on that camera right there several times, and we've seen a couple different deer use that trail. It's the only trail that cuts across that I've seen them use. He read the script with just wrong deer, that's all.
Josh Sparks, who is spending the season hunting several public areas throughout southern and eastern Iowa, has doubled his efforts to get a shot at the big 10-pointer he spotted in early October. The trail camera says the buck is still there, but now with other hunters starting to show up in the public timber, the buck is moving only in the dark. Josh can feel his opportunities slipping away with each new vehicle he finds parked in the access site. The time has come to throw caution to the wind. For my part, I did not hunt bucks seriously this past week. I made only one hunt where I turned a blind eye on all passing does and focused specifically on trying to intercept a buck. I'm still running a few trail cameras, checking out my spots and shooting does while hoping for a surprise buck along the way. This casual freewheeling nature of mid-October has a certain appeal. The days are beautiful and it just feels good to be outside. This coming week I will lock in on one of the 5 bucks I have found so far, all but one of which has been showing some daylight activity. The one that has not is, of course, the biggest one. We have seen some really good hunting so far in October, surprisingly good, but the best is yet to come. In fact, looking ahead, we can predict when the best hunting will occur. The actual timing of the rut doesn't change from year to year. There is no correlation between peak breeding dates and moon phases. The timing of the rut is entirely dictated by the length of daylight, and that doesn't change from year to year. Research demonstrates that in the Midwest, and probably most of the whitetails range save for the deep south, the peak of breeding falls on November 15th plus or minus a day every year. But that is not the best time to be in the woods. The best time is not when the highest number of does is in estrus, because most of the mature bucks are tied up with actual breeding and are not moving and searching. The best days of the rut are those that lead up to the peak of breeding. Year in and year out, the 10 days from November 3rd to November 12th have proven to produce the best action. It is debatable, but assuming seasonal temperatures, the best 3-day stretch is November 6th through the 8th. You should hunt every chance you get, of course, but if you have to select your dates in advance, setting your rut hunting vacation, those are the dates to bet on. This coming week looks to produce a major cold front. If you can get it free, that will be a great day to strike. It is finally time to change gears and start focusing on specific bucks. The time we have been waiting for since last December is finally here. This is the week when it all starts. These stories and more will continue to unfold right here every week. We appreciate you joining us on this journey. We will see you right back here again next week for the next episode of Midwest Whitetail, and remember to always dream big.